Nana Cherry sang a bit of one of your songs, and when I spoke to her, she said, yeah, well, since I've got that record, there are so many catchy choruses on that I sing them all. I saw you at the side of the stage watching her, so what did you think when you saw her doing that?
I love her. I'm a huge fan. She's one of my favorite female artists. To me, she's absolutely woman through and through. She doesn't compromise, doesn't try to be masculine. She's just very... I don't know, I love her vibe. It's great.
Had you seen her live before?
That's the first time I've seen her live, yeah. Well, I've seen her on TV live. I've seen a lot of the stuff that she did. A couple of years ago, she was on the festivals the year before we were, so 2 years ago. So I've seen her on TV.
Also Sheryl Crow ist ein großer Nana Cherry-Fan. Zum ersten Mal heute hat Sheryl Crow die Möglichkeit gehabt, Nana Cherry live zu sehen und hat da mitgekriegt, also wie Nana Cherry auch etwas von Sheryl Crow gesungen hat. Your last record was made in New Orleans at this house from Daniel Lanois. Now, I've been to that house too. It's a very interesting old building.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to have ghosts and stuff. Were you aware of any of that when you were there?
I think the ghost didn't like the music we were making because she never turned up. But yes, there's quite a legend there that evidently that house was owned a few generations back by a very well-known family in New Orleans, and the Veil Prophet, I believe that's what it's called, their big fair there where they have the queen who rides down in the parade and everything, was the daughter of this very well-known prominent family, and the family who owned that particular house used to invite the people of New Orleans in, and evidently the legend is that she was in an accident in that house on the 3rd floor in one of the beds. Her bed caught fire. I believe maybe she was smoking or something like that. And she lived in the house quite disfigured for quite a few years and eventually died in the house. She was pretty young. And supposedly it's her ghost that haunts the house, although we never saw her, so.
How old was she when she died, do you know?
If I say that I might be lying, so I don't know. I think she was, fairly young. So.
It's bad to lie when there's ghosts involved. So,
I don't want her haunting my tour.
Exactly. Also sie hat ihre letzte Platte teilweise in New Orleans aufgenommen, und zwar in einem Studio von Daniel Lanois. Ich bin auch in diesem Haus in New Orleans gewesen, und angeblich gibt es dort Geister. Sie hat dann gesagt, also das muss so sein, dass diesen Geist ihre Musik nicht gemocht hat, weil sie hat den Geist damals nicht gesehen. Der Geist soll von einer Frau sein, die in dem Haus gelebt hat und dort also irgendwann nachts verbrannt ist. Also sie hat angeblich im Bett geraucht, und seitdem gibt es diesen Geist halt in New Orleans. The record though, when you made it, was it made pretty much in that studio in terms of writing and stuff? I mean, did that inspire you to actually write anything, or were you really prepared when you went in?
About half and half. I went down there with quite a few songs already written and wrote some in the studio, but I went down there with the intent of taking advantage of all the influences of New Orleans. And I grew up in the Delta part of the United States, like right along the Mississippi. And I wanted to focus on this record, focus more in on the R&B and the blues and the Delta roots that I'd grown up with. My first record, the Tuesday Night Music Club, was kind of a hodgepodge of different influences. And this one I wanted to be more specific, more focused. So we went to New Orleans and tried to sort of incorporate a lot of the R&B and the blues and the Appalachian rhythms that come out of there, as well as the voodoo vibe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Also sie ist in der Nähe von der Mississippi aufgewachsen, und deswegen ist sie auch nach New Orleans gegangen, um diese Platte zu machen. Sie wollte unbedingt auch die Einflüsse nochmal spüren, Blues, Rhythm and Blues, Appalachian Musik, und das ist ihr auf jeden Fall gelungen mit dieser Platte. Have you been writing since that record came out? Because I mean, it must have been completed some time ago.
Yeah, I write all the time. I've written some songs, and then I've written just some lyrics, and I've written some just music, and I write on the road quite a bit.
Also sie hat also jede Menge neue Songs bereits geschrieben, hat sie gesagt. Die schreibt sehr viel, wenn sie unterwegs ist. Is it the first time you've been down to the Lorelei, presumably, though? So it's a nice place to be, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about combing my long hair and seeing if any ships crashed.
Maybe need to lighten them just a little bit. That may be
I need
it.
to grow my hair down to my waist.
Also sie ist zum ersten Mal hier auf der Lorelei, und sie hat gesagt, sie hat schon überlegt, ob sie nicht ihre Haare ein bisschen länger wachsen lassen sollte, die vielleicht sogar blond färben sollte, um zu sehen, was dann überhaupt passieren würde. We started talking about ghosts, we end up talking about the Lorelei. It's been a pleasure, Sheryl Crow. Thank you very much. Thank you.